Up until this point, most of you have probably gone through life confusing what you do with who you are. Let's unpack this. Hey beautiful you, it's your girl TC, aka not your average career coach who you wish was your teacher at school. It would be completely disingenuous of me to ignore the fact that we are currently in the middle of a global pandemic. With that being said, it's just been really sad to see people taking to social media to voice their distress at having a lack of motivation to do anything, or simply not knowing what to do with themselves because they're out of work. Of course, not having financial stability is disconcerting for anybody. We need money to live at the end of the day. However, the way society is set up is that we spend a third of our lives at work. In numbers, the average British worker will put in 34 hours and 26 minutes of work a week, totaling 1,791 hours a year and 84,171 hours in the course of their career. As you can see, work not only consumes a lot of time, but for some people it literally takes up their life, leading to the danger of them conflating their jobs with who they are. TV presenter, development researcher, author, this isn't who I am. I am Talisha TC Johnson. My presenting, my book writing, my content developing, these are things that I do, and it was important for even me to understand the difference. The question is, do you? Honestly, I am someone who spent a lot of time believing that my accolades and my career defined me. But what happens if I'm suddenly out of a job? What happens if I never receive another award or recognition to my name? Does that mean I'm suddenly a nobody? This is why it's important to understand who you are. And this isn't even something that I realised I was doing consciously, but I really hope this is resonating with you, because I really need you to understand that while a good career and recognition contributes to a stronger sense of identity and purpose, it does not define your entire being. Culturally, we are conditioned to define someone within moments of meeting them. For example, when was the last time you went to a networking event and asked someone, so what are your values, instead of what do you do? Not that there's anything wrong with this question, but it just shows that we've fallen into this habit of asking this question so that we can define who someone is and whether or not they're worth our time. Newsflash! There is a lot more to people, like their interests, their qualities, their history. These are all the things that we sometimes forget to acknowledge and pay attention to, because we can get caught up in status, corporate titles, hierarchy and chain of command. To the person watching this, I want you to know that when life throws unfortunate circumstances and situations in your direction, it's in these very times of uncertainty that your self-concept must be in check. Now, what do I mean by self-concept? I mean your self-beliefs, self-image and your self-esteem. It's very easy to produce a negative self-definition when our current circumstance looks like chaos and confusion. But when you know what you believe, you know what's probable and what's possible for you. When you know who you are, you know what you see when you look at you. When you know who you are, the value you place on yourself is priceless. Can I get an amen? There should never be a number big enough to define your self-estimation, and there should never be a job or any work important enough to replace your true identity. Make sure you take the time to discover and rediscover your self-concept, because when all is said and done, it really isn't about how society sees you. It's about what you believe, see and value about yourself. Thank you so much for joining me in today's pep talk. I hope it's been insightful and encouraging. It's really important during this time that you look after your mental state and well-being. If you are struggling, reach out and talk to somebody. I will leave some information about helplines and listening services that you can reach out to in the comment section below. For now, stay blessed and keep it not your average.